Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have The Violent Season by Sara. So this is an unplugged book I got for the young adult box, I believe, or the young adult, no, I think this is the young adult box, the other one. So this was a really interesting book to read and perfect up my season for the Halloween times when I was reading it. I do read these quite quickly, but I have read this in November, not in December. But where I've read these quite quickly, I've got like quite a few more books to read and add to my list. So knowing that, this book was definitely something really nice to read in sometimes. So the front cover, we have an author letter. It is like so small. And then we did get a book plate to put inside it. And then we have the synopsis. So the synopsis says, every December, disaster strikes in Wolfridge. A small town inferno, a hunger for violence takes over the whole place, always taking some victims. Last year, Wyatt lost her mum as she was murdered in their home. This year, her best friend Cash, the guy she can't help but love, also lost his mum some years ago. Seems to have the sickness. A class project, however, will force Wyatt to spend time with Cash nemesis Porter, and put some distance between herself and Cash. But the thing is, though, with Cash, it's like as I was reading it, it's just so confusing between them because it sounds like she was making him the bad guy because the way it ended. She will also start to uncover some secrets about herself, her mother, and the town itself. She will start questioning everything in her life. The premises of a haunted town, a place where people have an evil side, the thirst for violence in them once every year, was certainly exciting. However, while the execution was well done, something was lacking. The development and the pace of the novel was very well done. The narration kept you hooked, and the plot pulled you along from one chapter to another. For some reason, it felt rushed, especially towards the end. After some twist in the story takes place, definitely. It gives you very little time for a proper resolution, since the mystery is resolved so quickly. The characters were also written and their emotions felt very real, which is one of the strong points in this book. There's a huge amount of teenagers, but you can't help but root for White anyway. Even though she definitely grows and comes to respect herself more at the end of the book. She could have done with a little bit more character development. The other characters also portrayed, and the relationships were interesting yet hard to read in some parts. Since Taylor Swift is mentioned a bit in the book, it's worth mentioning that actually the song Tolerate is described Wyatt's relationship with Cash as well. That struggle was wanted to be loved by someone who doesn't really pay attention to do what you do, or repent your love towards them. On the other hand, her relationship with Porter, while not perfect, seemed a little bit more healthier, which was very odd. Talking about the unhealthy relationships, it must have said that the violent season is full of toxic and harmful behaviour. There is an uncomfortable reminder that the people in this are inherently bad and everyone has some parts bad in this. So with mentions of self-harm, there was suicide in here, murder, sexual assault. This book can definitely be triggered for someone. So if you are triggered for some reasons, don't read it, because I just read this pretty much not knowing that. And there was a lot of surprises in this, to be honest, for me. So overall, this violent season is a very solid debut. They explore dangerous relationships and the effects that these can cause. It's a novel that can keep you hooked on the way you need to connect the dots to unravel the mystery pair with the fast-paced writing and making it hard to put the book down. To be fair, you might not exactly what you came for, and you'll be left wanting more answers and developments, since the main aspects of the book is never really answered, but you'd be highly satisfied with what you get. So this claustrophobic and intriguing feel of the story, as well as Walter's ability to keep the reader on their toes, and the whole time makes the violent season worth reading. A quick, intense, and thrilling read, good for those craving look of tensions for the spooky season. So for me, I didn't actually read this in the spooky season. I basically read this in close to the end of November, because I read quite quickly now, and this book was literally a one-night sitting down, easy to do. But the book was very confusing at times, but then the twist came in, like punched you in the face. You're like, oh, okay, did not know that happened. and why is this happening to this kind of thing. But I did enjoy the book. It was very good, and I'm looking forward to see what other books this author also has, which I will be looking at in December time, all the books I have, and going through if they've got any specific books that I would want to read, and I'll give you an update on that as well. So thank you guys for next, and I'll see you guys next time for the next book review. Peace. Bye.